Hi there, I'm Suzanne from Mobilise, and this is your opportunity for a lovely reset. A chance to pause if life's been busy, if things have been thrown at you, or if you're stuck in a rut, just to reset yourself and just take a pause. We can do this whenever we want to. It can be any time of year, any time of day. All I need you to do is set aside a few moments to do this, probably up to 15 minutes if you can. Give yourself some space, whether that's closing the door, turning off notifications, or popping on some headphones, just to be able to give yourself this time. And grab a notepad and pen too. Get yourself somewhere comfortable and ready to start. And this video, you can pause it as you go along, so that's why it may take up to 15 minutes to pause the bits. In fact, you may want to pause it now to go and set things up ready, or you may even be putting some time in your diary to be able to do this, because now's not the right time to do it. But when you're ready, let's start with a really simple grounding exercise. We'll do that first. Then I'm just going to ask you some questions to reflect on. That's what your pen and paper is for, to give you some thoughts, okay? To give you that time to think about you and focus on yourself. So first of all, let's start with a simple grounding exercise. So all you need to do is close your eyes or just lower your gaze and start to first of all notice your breathing. Just notice what's going on with your breathing. And do what you need. Maybe you need a big sigh. Maybe you need to take a big breath in. Maybe you need to slow it down. Just do what's right for you. And quite often it's helpful to notice if our breathing's become shallow and just make that a little bit deeper into our body. So just notice your breathing. And then let's just ground ourselves with where we are. We're here in the now. This is all we need to be doing right now. And notice where your feet touch the floor, or where your back or your arms are against the chair. Just connect with where you are right now. And just take that time, relax, and just breathe. And then you can ask yourself a question. Ask yourself in your mind, what do you need? What do you need? And just see what comes up. Might be something really practical. Maybe thirsty or hungry. Perhaps it's a bit chilly. Maybe what you need is something to solve those practical issues. And even doing that can be an act of self-compassion, of looking after ourselves. It's as simple as that. Or maybe some strong emotions when you come up when you ask yourself that. That's okay. Just notice and take that time to ask yourself what you need. And just notice your breathing, notice your connection with where you are. And then when you're ready, just bring yourself back. Open your eyes. Those last lovely breaths. And if you need to pause now and go off and get something that you need, if you've noticed you're cold or thirsty, pause the video. Go and do that. Go and take care of your needs for a moment. Or there might be something bigger that you want to make a note of. And then let's start our reflection questions. So I'll ask these questions fairly quickly in this video. Feel free to pause and take as long as you need between questions. So your first question is, what has been tough? Maybe so far this year, in the last few months? Just what's been tough recently? Bring it to mind. Make a note. And then reflect on that. If that's what's been tough recently, how can you show yourself some self-compassion? That might be giving yourself a break, just understanding what's been going on for you, accepting what's been happening, processing a little if you need to. And then when you're ready, pause if you need to. But then the second question is, what was good? What's been good? Maybe over the same amount of time recently, in the last few months, so far this year. What's been good? Allow those good things to be noticed. Make a note of them. And then the thing to think about here is, how can you savour them? How can you really make the most of them and really notice and amplify, make them bigger, those good things? How can you savour them? And then our third question, having looked back at what's been tough, what's been good, we're just going to look gently ahead, and you can choose how far you want to look ahead. Maybe it's about the next 6 months. Maybe it's actually about looking further ahead than you normally look. That's what I just want to stretch you to. So look further ahead than you would normally. And ask yourself, how can you give yourself more of what you need in the next 6 months or so? How can you give yourself more of what you need? Where are there opportunities? Where might there need to be changes? There we go. And that's the 3 questions. You can go back over them as often or as much as you like if that's helpful. And I really encourage you to chat to others about your thoughts and questions there. Chat to someone else about what came up today. You can talk to us here at Mobilise. You can talk to friends, people around you. And then finally, as you head off, just a smaller short-term thing. Maybe thinking about what you need. Maybe thinking about some of the things that could come up. But something really you can do right now. What will you do for you today? Okay, feel free to pop your answer in the comments as well. I think it's really inspiring for other carers to hear from others who are caring about the ideas that they have and what that might look like. Because we sometimes get stuck for ideas. What will you do for you today? Lovely. Thank you for joining me for this. I hope that's been helpful, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.